Good morning, loves. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead, like and share. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are so grateful this morning. It's Wednesday, already the middle of the week. I can't believe it. For me, it seems like time just kind of flies by. I don't know where this year went. I don't know what's going on, but I'm excited. Good morning, Mom. Good morning, Christy. Hi, Michonne. Hey, Sabrina. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you all for being on. Good morning, Central. Good morning, good morning. Yes, it is a beautiful Wednesday. Good morning, good morning. Hey, Avril, thank you for tuning in, my love. Please, as you come on, do like and share, like and share. It's Wednesday, y'all, so you know that Wednesday means we're going to have a special guest. Good morning, Mika. And this guest is near and dear to my heart. We're actually doing a back-to-back week, so we've had an opportunity to share some different platforms over the last couple of weeks. So we are certain that we have refined it and we are ready to rock and roll. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Gifty. Hey, Giselle. Good morning, ladies. Good morning, and gentlemen. Thank you all for being on. Good morning. Good morning. Please like and share as you come on. It's Wednesday. Yes, yes. We are in the middle of the week. That means, you know what? We need this. We need this word. Good morning, Rutho. Good morning. Hey, Yolanda. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Deborah. Thank you for tuning in. So, guys, I know Rutho, you're excited. I'm excited too. I'm over here like and I'm doing the interviewing and the talking. So you know I'm excited because I get a sneak peek, that glimpse, that behind the stage thing. Good morning, Sonia. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for being on. Do go ahead, like and share, like and share. So the cat is out of the bag because y'all see my sister, right? Y'all see her picture over here, but we're going to get to her in a second. Our topic this morning is, are you afraid of commitment? Now, I know that that touches quite a few of us in some different places when we talk about, are we afraid of commitment? So this morning, what I did as I was preparing and getting ready, I looked up the definition of commitment. And it means, I have two definitions: the state or quality of being dedicated to a cause, or an engagement or obligation that restricts freedom of action. So, are you afraid of commitment this morning? Good morning, Bernadette. Good morning. So this morning, as I was sitting here and I was meditating, I was listening to Centrell speak on the God Zone, and then I got down here in my quiet place, Centrell, where I could be by myself, because we know that's what he wants. He wants us to be committed to him, just us having that communal time where we can sit, we can hear his voice. And in that conversation this morning with him, he asked me, what are you committed to? Is it your job? Is it your spouse? The business? Relationships? Children? What is it that we are committed to? I mean, we have to really think about that thing, because I had to ask myself this morning, am I committed to you, God? Am I fully committed to you? Your will, your way, all the way. This morning, as I sat down and looked at scripture, it was 2 Chronicles 16:9, and it says, the eye of the Lord reigns throughout the earth to strengthen those whose hearts are fully committed to him. So I had to search within my heart and say, what am I committed to? Who is it that I'm committed to? Because if I'm committed to him, he will give me the strength that I need, and I need it. I need his strength. I can't do it by myself. I think about his promises for us. If we honor him, he's going to honor us. If we sow into his kingdom, he's going to sow into us. We really need him. We cannot do it without him. Yesterday on the God Zone, I had an opportunity to listen to Brother Terrence Stewart, and he talked about being lukewarm in Revelation 3:16. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to be lukewarm for Christ. I don't want to just be tepid. I don't want to be like, okay, yeah, I'm in and I'm out. I don't want it to be when it's convenient to me. I don't want it to be conditional. I don't want to play double dutch. So what I was thinking this morning, I was listening as I was preparing, I went back, way back, y'all, to my days at Second Baptist, and I started listening to this song, Fully Committed. And some of you might know it, and it says, all that I am, all that I hope to be, all of my desires and all of my abilities, I'm fully committed to your will and to your way. I'll make the sacrifice to do whatever you ask of me. So this morning I started thinking about that thing and it got in my spirit. And I said, you know what? This is going to align perfectly to the conversation that I'm about to have with my sister, my girlfriend. She's a person I spent time with. She is an author. She has some non-for-profits. She is an entrepreneur and she is a veteran and she has a powerful story. So I want you to get ready, family. And I want to introduce you to my sister, Miss Charlie Green. Charlie, are you there, love? Can you hear me? You have to unmute. I see you saying good morning. I just don't hear you. It's okay. You know, we got to work the technology. It should be down in the right corner. Let's see if I can help you. Hold on. You should be hitting unmute. Let's see if I can do it. It is not allowing me to do it. In the lower corner, you should see.
Can you hear me?
There we go.
Hi.
I'm like, okay, I know we talk. Okay, so
Yeah.
good morning, good morning, good morning, my love. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So we have our Freedom by Design movement members and the world out there listening. So you and I get to have a very candid and an intimate conversation. They just get to be privy to it.
Okay.
So for those individuals that may not know you, you know, you and I have been connected through a business that we do, but there's so much more to our relationship. So just tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am Charlie Green. I am not a native of Georgia. I'm a veteran, relocated to Georgia a few years ago, about 3 years ago now. And I'm a mother of a young daughter, London. And I'm just excited about life. I'm a veteran. I think I mentioned that. And that's it. That's about it in a nutshell.
So Charlie, and friends, as you're listening to the conversation, understand my sister is a powerful woman, but she's a soft-spoken woman. So we're gonna pull all of that out of her this morning. So Charlie, as we look and I see that you have a book that you're getting ready to author, and we definitely want to talk about the book, but you said you're not a native of Atlanta. How did you get here?
So by way of Louisiana, parents from different places, and so being in the military, I've lived a few places, but the last place that I lived was back in Louisiana. And after my stint there, my position that I was working ended up going away, and I was transferred to Atlanta. Well, not transferred. I applied for some jobs here in Atlanta. I applied for jobs in a few different places, and I was able to get a job over at Dobbins Air Force Base. Came here with an offer letter to start working here, and just a couple weeks before the position was supposed to start, I was told that because of the freeze that was put on government hiring, the job was halted. And so I wasn't really worried at the halt, because I was like, anything that's frozen will thaw out eventually. Well, it did thaw and the positions opened back up, but the position that I was hired to do was taken off the table. It was abolished. And so I didn't get a position. And so now I'm in Georgia with no job, or I could go back to Louisiana with no job. So I stayed in Georgia, and then God decided to give me another test. And at that time, I ended up being homeless for a while. And it was just a crazy time. So I had to walk that thing out. But in the middle of it is where I started to, I guess, meet my tribe. I started to open up to something different and allow myself to kind of experience things from that homeless position, uh, because my eyes were open to the other side of being a veteran. Um, Not just the veteran who has the home and the stability of working and being able to take care of your family or whatever, but now I was able to see the other side, the other people who don't do well when they come out. And so in that time I was able to be very appreciative and mindful of how God had kept me, how he kept me, because even in that he positioned me to be surrounded with people who genuinely had my best interest at heart. It's always a fear of meeting new people or whatever, but it's like it opened itself up for me. So
Charlie, you moved to Atlanta. You had a position on paper. There was a hiring freeze. Then it was like, okay, the freeze is thawed, as you say, that it thawed out. We're good. But the position that you were coming here for, that you were promised, no longer is it available. So now you're in a new city, and you didn't have family here, or did you have family here?
I had one relative, and I did stay with them for a little while, but no.
Because I'm sitting here thinking, you're a veteran, and now you were promised a position. You're here in a new land, new city, and you're homeless. It's one thing to be in the comfort zone of where we're from and possibly being in that situation.
Yeah, and having a support system.
Yes, you're just out here now.
Out here.
And what doors open up? Because something changed in the midst of that.
So in the midst of that, I ended up being going to different organizations that kind of help veterans and help you along the way. And I came across one organization that took me in, and I went through their program. In that organization, I met a young lady who I think she just saw something in me, Nicole, and she put me in for a position that the organization had. Prior to that, I'm getting, the organization had helped me get a housing. Okay. And while I was getting the housing, another young lady, the leasing agent, gave me a number of a gentleman who would help me get my utilities turned on. And she was like, he's good. He'll help you get affordable energy. And I was like, oh, okay. I had nothing to compare it to. So, all right, I'll call him, thank you. And so I called him, and John me and him actually ended up just communicating. I called him, he talked me through everything. I got my gas services turned on, and we just communicated. Come to find out, we're both veterans. He also lived in New York when I grew up in New York, and we didn't live far from each other. And we ended up talking for months, like communicating. Like he would call, how you doing? Just everything. And finally he shares with me, I asked him, because at this point there was a different kind of boldness. It's like, I got to survive out here. Like, so you got this you got this job or whatever. Are y'all hiring? And he was like, no, this is my own business. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah, I can show you how you can do it too. So long story short, he ends up sharing with me the opportunity, and I started my own energy business. And then that opened up a whole nother level of support system. It's like I gained a family from that one conversation, because I was able to meet you. He put me in communication with Shane Callwood, another person, and Rutho, Acilian, Samilian, that family that is like my brother and sister, like they can't get rid of me if they tried. And yeah, just, I mean, I have an entire TOA family, like it went there. And so at that point, I just realized that, you know, God was saying, it doesn't matter where you are, I still got you. You know what I'm saying? And it brings me, you know, to, at that point, it like opened up things that I had started for my book. You know, it kind of opened up the door for a whole nother level of the book, because prior to me moving to Georgia, I thought that the book was finished. I thought I had finished it.
Okay.
And the goal was to open it, to launch it in 2017 after I got to Georgia and got situated.
Okay.
But that was not the case because the saga continued. And so it just kept evolving.
So in our conversation, there was a pivotal moment because you also have some non-for-profits. And I remember you telling me that one of the young ladies that you supported through that non-for-profit, she said something to you. Tell us about that conversation.
So I have a nonprofit called Purpose Unleashed. And I launched that in Louisiana probably back in I didn't launch it until like 2016, but I was working it from like 2013, 2014. But anyway, what I do is mentor young ladies. And I was doing some mentoring with one of the young ladies, and she was finishing up the curriculum. We were done. And I mean, I was going to continue to mentor her, but she was like, she had questions. So she was like, Miss Charlie, you are so nice and sweet and you're not bad looking. What's the problem? Why you not in a committed relationship? I said, what you know about me? You don't know me, you know? And she was like, well, you're not married. That's commitment. You afraid of commitment? Oh, girl, that just took me down. Like, first of all, who are you? But I thought about that. Like I toiled with it for a while. And I prayed about it. And I think about it had to be about 2 weeks or so after that, God just began to do a download with me. And it was about, you know, like just kind of soul searching. Are you afraid of commitment? And he shared with me that I wasn't, because I knew that I was committed in my faith, in my relationship with him, but I also had taken the ultimate commitment by committing myself to a country that not necessarily was committed to me, you know? And so, and not that it was or it wasn't, but it, you know, in instances, it's not always commitment there. So I just started, you know, working it, and I would wake up in the middle of the night. It would just be downloads. And he took me and he works with me through analogies. And the analogy was, you married Uncle Sam.
All right now.
And it just started unfolding. So the marriage, there was a courtship. I courted him because I had talked to people about the military. You know, I wanted to go. I had always wanted to go. I knew that I wanted to go when I was in the probably 10th or 11th grade. And people would be like, no, don't, you too little, you a girl, girls don't do that. And I think I just kind of always wanted to do something that just wasn't what girls do, you know. But in the analogy, it's like Uncle Sam or the military or whatever is that guy that your mom says, he's not good for you, you know. And so I even tried to recruit my sister to come and go on the buddy system with me, you know. And she was like, okay, but she had her children, and she was like, they said I got to give my children, I got to put them, you know, I don't want to do it. So I ended up sneaking on off and going. It was almost like I eloped. You know, I talked about it, but I didn't like lock it in, and then boom, I went. And so everything after that was, I'll call you before I leave for the honeymoon, you know, that kind of thing. I left, and that's the courtship. And then I marry him. That's the swearing in. And everything in the middle is the marriage. And I'm not saying it was all bad. But I grew a lot in there, and I learned a lot about myself, and I just learned a whole lot within that marriage. The good, the bad, the mistakes, all of that. It was some breakups, it was some breakdowns, but I had a lot of breakthroughs, which is just happens to be the tagline of it all: breakups, breakdowns, and breakthroughs. You know, love and war. That's what it is, and everything in between. So the divorce is when I come off of active duty, and then after, you know, a lot of times people don't understand that the military is not a job, it's a lifestyle. And so because of that time that I had with him, that became the stability. I knew my checks were coming, whether I went to work or not. He took me places, traveled places that I never would have seen had I not, you know, been a part of this marriage. And after the divorce, I wasn't fully ready to let all of that go. Like, I still wanted to be in it without all of the responsibility that went with it. And so I came back and became his side chick. And on that part of it,
now.
at that part in the analogy of it is when now I'm working for civil service. So I'm committed still to, you know, the veterans, the military family, making sure everybody is good, but I don't have to wear the uniform. I don't have to get up and go to training in the middle of the morning or the middle of the night. And, you know, so having your cake and eat it too, leaving that door open. Because, I mean, there was even a moment where I thought about going back in after I had my daughter, just because the stability, like, whew. But now he takes care of this child that I had after him, you know. And then when I got over here to Georgia is when I realized that those relationships that you have with the family members of the person that you've been with, those are the organizations, you know, out here in Georgia, the organizations that help veterans. It's like his cousins and stuff. Girl, I'm gonna help you with this rent, but don't tell Sam I helped you. I can only do this much, you know. And so I went through all of that. And, you know, in the book, I just kind of discuss a lot of things about how I had a younger brother that was killed while I was on active duty. It was toward the end of my time there in the marriage. But, you know, a lot of times people are married to things, and that's my analogy. But, you know, I know people who are lawyers and doctors, they're so married to what they do that other things in their life begin to go lacking. Absolutely. And so the commitment to it, where is the line as far as being committed? Are you not? So if I'm doing all of this for this, what's happening to my faith life, and what's happening to my family life? And, you know, and if nobody else is holding you account, if the thing you're married to does not push you toward your faith or towards your family, because I know there are moments in the military where they tell you, well, you know, like, you have to go here. You have to have a family care plan in place. Like, where would your child go, or what happens when we send you over here? Because we didn't issue you a child. You know, like, we didn't issue you that. GI just means government issue. Like, you belong to them. If we say you going here, this way you're going. These are the orders that are given to you. And so that's the commitment of it. And that's where we just have to be more mindful of what's going on in these relationships. This book it's really about relationships, discipline and commitment, all those things that go with being in relations.
You know what, Charlie? You said a lot. And I'm looking at the comments right now, and it's like, so understand, guys, the analogy. She's married to Uncle Sam. She's now a veteran, but at that time, she's married, she commits, she goes off, she's living, she's doing. They have this marriage where, as she said, it's good. It's ups, it's downs, it's struggles, it's breakthroughs, it's all of that, because he's taken her all these places she would have never seen, you know. But then there comes a time when it has to be something different. And I think the piece that really resonated with me the most, Charlie, was when you said you divorced Uncle Sam, but then you became his side chick, because so many of us get comfortable with the thing, and then now it's time for change. It's time for us to step out on faith. It's time for us to do what we need to do, because I know in our conversation previously, you said God gave you that out. He gave you the opportunity to be able to exit stage left. And now that you had the opportunity, you did exit. But like many of us, we try to keep a foot in, a hand in. It's like, well, you know, I'm going to sneak and come see you. Like you say, you hear me a little bit. Like, you know, I just want that comfort, because it's a familiar thing. It's something that I can resonate with. You know, I can feel, even if I can have just a little bit of it. And like you say, the book is going to be more about relationships, but when are we going to stop shortchanging ourselves? When are we going to stop shortchanging him? Yeah. Because if we put the job, if we put the other relationships, you know, the business, the money, the this, the that, if we keep putting all of those things before him, he's over here asking, hey,
what about me?
Commit. What about me? Hey, you know what? Now I become that lukewarm Christian that Terrence talked about in Revelations 3:16.
Right.
Now that person, you know, well, when I fell down, Lord, I'm gonna come see you. When I need a pick me up, I'm gonna come see you. But I'm good over here right now. So now. Acting right. So I'm gonna be good, man. As I'm sitting here and I'm looking at the comments. I saw one earlier, Bernadette Wright said, get loud, because it's your time, my sister, to get loud, to tell that story. You had a powerful story. Charlie, when can we look forward to the book actually pre-launching or launching?
The pre-launch right now is looking like around mid to late September, and the launch early October.
Okay, I love it. I love it. And look, I know I'm right on time with, because I'm seeing Gifty. As soon as I asked you that question, her thread popped up. Yeah, because we all want to know. We're excited about it. We definitely want to support you, you know, with your book, and look forward to having you back on Freedom by Design Wisdom Wednesday once the book actually launches. And definitely after I have a chance to read some more of that thing, because I'm excited over here on the edge of my seat, because I'm like, I can't wait to get my hands on it based on our conversations and, you know, your story. So I'm excited. You have lots of fans. I'm looking at the love and the likes and all of that. So I expect that this video will be shared with so many, so that they can kind of delve into where are they with commitment, you know, just what's going on in our life. So Charlie, I am grateful for you being on. Did you want to leave any closing remarks before we transition this morning?
I would just say, you know, again, the book is in place, and I really want people to be able to go in and see that we all have some fight in us. The book is about love, because I loved what I did. I loved Sam. Don't get it twisted. You know, it wasn't, like I said, it was ups and downs, but also there was some fight, and you have to fight for yourself as well as others. Don't leave you out of the fight, you know. Just find that inner warrior and work your way through, you know, work your way through the situation. Love and war, it's a give and take. You can apply it to your faith walk, your family, you know, your family life, all the relationships in your life.
All right. So once again, Charlie, thank you for joining us on Freedom by Design. We love you. We look forward to supporting you. Can't wait for us to be able to share the book with everybody when it's launched, pre-launch. You know, we right here ready to support. So again, thank you for coming on. And family, I am going to leave you with this. Are are you afraid of commitment? And I don't mean with other people. Are you afraid of committing fully to him? As I started, or I kind of transitioned this morning, I listened to that song at least about 5 or 6 times. You know, are you going to be fully committed to his will, to his way? Are you going to make the sacrifice to do whatever he asks of you?
Right.
Not just sometimes, not just when you feel like it, because we can't expect God to be on time and show up all the time when we come, when we feel like it, or it might be my time. Like I might feel like it might work for me. It doesn't work like that. He wants all of us, and he wants all of us every day, not when we feel like it, no conditions,
Right.
none of that stuff. So are you afraid of commitment to him? We love you. God bless you. Once again, Charlie, thank you for being on, and we look forward to seeing you on Freedom Friday. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Bye.